Hello everybody and welcome to our first ever YouTube series of City Skylines. I'm Skald and I'm really excited to get started on our modded Let's Play. We're here taking a look at our starting square. It's the River Deported Vanilla map created by Eggsy and Karina on the Steam Workshop. There's a list of the mods in the description if you want to take a look. We're going to zoom around the map a little bit just so we can get ourselves acquainted. Over here we have a nice dam and some water outflow pipes, which is going to be providing our initial electricity and kind of dealing with the water right off the bat. So it's going to make things a little bit easier as we get started. You can see here are the water pipes and the reservoir above it. As we work our way down the river, we'll follow the highways and find a nice couple of islands. They're nice and flat for building, and then we come all the way down to the coast. There's a little industrial area maybe. And this is our look back up. It's nice and flat, which means there's going to be a lot of space for us to build some probably pretty big cities, but by the end of it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we've got all the basic roads set up. We do them in dirt to begin with, just it's a little bit cheaper, saves you a little bit of money. I'm going to start putting in some of the zoning now. This is going to be kind of just a low-rise sort of suburban area. This is why I put in a bunch of those little cul-de-sacs that you can see. I also try to keep the roads a little bit freeform, and I try not to have any intersections of more than 3 roads, just to help any sort of traffic from really backing up. Obviously, when you start a new game, you're going to have a lot of residential demand, but might as well go ahead and put some of the commercial down as well. I don't know if I want to keep it on the... Yeah, we're going to put it actually on the main road that's coming through the city that the roundabouts come off of. And this is just going to give it a little bit of separation to keep the noise down. And I'm actually going to go ahead and fill up this area a little bit with just another road and some other things. So we might put some services here later on because it gives it kind of a central area. But for now, we're just going to fill that up with a little bit more housing because, I mean, they move in quickly at the start, let me tell you. Alright, so I'm going to give the town a little bit of a moment to move in, and then I'll be right back with you. Well, that was fast. Little Hamlet. So we've unlocked the first couple of services. We can get taxes, loans. So we're going to want to go ahead and plop those right in, actually. So we're going to start off big issue here, garbage, get that started, and give them a little bit of health. We're going to... I was thinking services up here, but I think actually I'm going to put them down here in the middle. We're going to need a bunch of these. These are always really small, so we're going to make just this nice little area in here in the middle. put down a school, and put down a clinic. And look at that, they're all happy. Yeah, not so bad. I'm actually going to get rid of some of the houses that are nearby here and make this a little kind of commercial area. I think it's just going to make a little bit more sense having the clinic next to some shops as opposed to maybe next to some houses and things like that. It'll just make that little part of the neighborhood make a little bit more sense. So let's put this commercial zoning in here. That should work out well. Now, one of the settings that we're playing with Traffic Manager is that we are using realistic parking, which means that the Sims are all going to actually have cars and need to find the correct amount of places to park. So we're going to actually have to put down a bunch of parking lots. So we're going to go ahead and put one right here, just for anybody that's visiting the clinic or maybe dropping their kids off at school or something like that. So we're going to make a small little park here. I'm just going to need to remember to turn on anarchy, and there we go. So something like that. And we'll come back and detail this a little bit better when we have access to that. So let's go ahead and let this run for a little bit. All right, so we're back. We're a worthy village now, which is going to unlock a whole bunch of extra things like a fire department, police department, as well as policies and things like that. You'll notice I've done a little bit extra building. There's some industrial on the north side, and then there's also all of these roads down here on the side, which is going to kind of be the main part of this little town. So we have the main road coming down here. We do have these rail systems that will connect us to the rest of the region. So this is why I'm thinking sort of they're going to go all the way across the river. I'm thinking if we put a train station down eventually near this main road that's spurring off, this should be a good place to get started. So let's go ahead and put in our police department and our fire. Let's find a good place for that. I'd like to put them in the center here. Well, what will be the center. But it doesn't look like the coverage is all that great with these small ones. So I think actually what I'm going to do is put them back over towards what we've built. I want to keep them off the main road though. So we're going to put them in somewhere along here probably. Let's take a look and get rid of some of these power lines. Let's see. I don't want to make the services go all the way through the roundabout every time they get out, so I'm going to give them a little cut through road here to get onto the main road for now. And we'll place the police department right in here probably, as well as the fire department. I want to put down another clinic by accident. So yeah, that will work out. Let's get rid of the little bit of commercial that'd be behind them. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna make this a little bit closer here so that they can get right back out. If it will let me build straight, please, thank you. There it is. Cool. And yeah, it looks good. Actually, no. Maybe make it a one-way. That way there's not too much congestion coming out onto the main road here. They're just going to have one way in, one way out. That way we only need kind of the one real intersection there. Yeah, that will work, I think. And actually, might as well just make this whole little thing a little one way. So they'll come out and go around in a circle. It's like a little mini roundabout almost, just to keep the traffic down from any of those services coming through. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and actually get rid of these stoplights here. We're just going to do a yield sign. I want to keep things moving as best as possible. Also going to use Traffic Manager to give dedicated turning lanes, so the Sims don't get in each other's way when they're trying to make these turns. Actually, I'm going to keep this one go straight, because I don't know how they're going to come out onto that street, and I don't want to force them onto the onto the avenue every single time. Cool. So while we wait to make it to the next milestone, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these to an avenue now. These are going to be kind of the big thoroughfares that are going to bring people into this part of the town, so I want to give them a little bit better chance to get in and out. I also want to make it some more commercial here, because again, it's an avenue. I don't really want people living on it, but it should be a nice place to walk up and down and go to some shops and things like that. Yeah, no, this also needs to go. Cool. Get rid of this part as well, and actually I don't like these little houses that are over here, so let's get rid of those and those zones as well. Awesome. I do not want stoplights on these avenues, so let's go ahead and change those out the way we did before. Great, so yield sign coming in, go through everywhere else, and all the way down, and so on and so forth, and yield sign going in. Cool. And let's do that on the other side before I forget. Great, yield sign, yield, and yield. So this is, again, just taking advantage of Traffic Manager. Oh, and there it is, tiny town. Nice, 1,400 population. We're going to get park areas. We're going to get a lot more, some more roads, some decorations, canals even, fences, high school, public library, parks. I mean, this is a big one. This gets us a lot of the things that we need right now. So let's go see what we can build. Alright, so some time has passed. We are officially a boom town, and what better way to celebrate than by making our town's first park? So let's go ahead and outline a little area here. So it's going to be a small city park. Actually, that might be too small. Let's take in this extra area over here. I'll get rid of that road. And I mean, it'll still be pretty small, but just to increase the land value a little bit, we're going to put it right next to the high school that we put in during the time lapse. There's a public library right here as well. So it should be an area that the citizens really want to come to. We're going to have to, of course, find a better name for it than Elm Park. So if anyone has any ideas for what we could name that, please go ahead and put that down in the comments for me, and we'll try and take the best one to put as our first park in Skaldvic. So I'll just put this more in the center and build out a little bit of a park system here. We don't have a ton of space to work with here, so it's going to be pretty straight lines. I do want to give entrances over on the side of the town that we've built already, as opposed to just the main gate. So let's try and drag this over that way, maybe. Goodbye, house. You are no longer necessary. Yep. I understand it's already occupied. Yeah, thank you. And there we go. So a nice little side gate there, and, you know, a little bit of a walking place. We'll have to put some stuff in. I mean, obviously, we don't have everything unlocked right away, so it's not going to be a full park yet, but... And I should just put another gate up here as well. Perfect, yeah, that will do. Connect that in, and I guess we'll just mirror what we kind of did at the bottom. Or... No, let's make it a little bit different. There you go. A nice little something. And put some plazas right in the middle. Great. One there and one there as well. And can't fit on the other side. Okay. Park Cafe. Let's try and make it look a little bit prettier here at the entrance. So... Goodbye, house again. That is not the straightest line, but we'll come back to it. A little bit of move it mod. There we go. That will do just fine. We'll put this cafe in right about here, I think. Yeah. And some restrooms and a guide and all that good stuff. All right, that's looking pretty good. 56 attract? No, it's got to be. Oh, there it is. Okay, 600. All right, so we're set. We just need to get people over here. And, yeah, that's seeming pretty solid. So I did a little bit more detailing on the park, and I also marked off everything that we've made already as a district. But Meadow Square, that's not really going to cut it, and nor is Elm Park. So again, I'm going to ask you just put down in the comments below a name for either of those, and we're going to get something a lot better. In the meantime, I think we might need some sort of public transportation, and really all we have is a bus. So let's put this depot up here with the industrial stuff. And let's go ahead and we're just going to outline a little bit of a line for now. It's not going to stay this way, I don't think. Get outside of the high school, maybe. They can walk down. Yeah, they can walk down to the park entrances. I think they'll be fine. And so we're just going to kind of run it through what we have in the town now and see what we can do. So I'm over here in our little industrial district, and it came to my attention that we actually have a lot of resources over here. So we have some farmland up in this corner, and then a lot of forest over here. And honestly, the generic industry sort of bores me. So what I'm thinking we might do is just sort of section these parts off for the respective industries. So I'll go ahead, find an industry zone, and grab all of this kind of little triangle here that can eventually become some farming, and then a little area over here for doing some forestry work. But unfortunately, we are out of video time for today, so I really do hope you liked it. If you did, please hit that like button below. Hit subscribe if you just want to be like the nicest person in the world. Really, it means the world to me. I'm hoping to get these videos out about once a week or so going forward. I'm just really excited to get this project started. I hope you are all too. But until next time, please stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.